1.5 million people. But while the city's natural setting, the mountains and the Han River, are picturesque, Seoul itself is in need of a makeover.
그런 시절을 거치면서 사실은
When we were growing rapidly, it was difficult for Seoul to pay more attention to making the city beautiful.
역부족인 그런 상태가 한동안 지속이 됐던 거죠. 그랬기 때문에 불과 몇 년 전
Therefore, Seoul was regarded as a grey concrete city until 5 years ago.
오명을 벗어나기가 쉽지가 않았습니다.
Part of it comes down to just the scale of the place. It's sprawling, it's huge, it has a legacy of a lot of particularly ugly housing, and the problem with ugly housing versus ugly office buildings is people live in ugly housing. So it's going to take a very, very long time to regenerate a lot of those areas. If anyone can do the regeneration, though, it's certainly the Koreans.
The cultural legacy of the city is being rediscovered. This space is a reclaimed oasis in the car-choked streets to celebrate Sejong the Great, one of the nation's founders. This is the latest construction in the city's $102 billion project to make Seoul a design capital.
동대문 운동장 터에 만들고 있는 DDP를 예를 들 수 있습니다. 그 공간은
We are currently building DDP on the land where Dongdaemun Stadium stood. The site has historical significance because there are the remains of a fortress wall and an army from the Chosun dynasty.
공간인데
This landmark building will house design-based businesses and become the fashion hub for South Korea. The site it sits in will be a green space in the city.
야구장과 축구장으로 쓰이던 공간인데요. 과감하게
We made a far-reaching decision to tear down the two stadiums and excavate the site to reveal our history from centuries ago.
되살려서 지금 역사 문화공원으로 만들어놨거든요.
Now there is a history and cultural park of Seoul.
이 건축물은 지금까지 구현된 적이 없는 아주
Above the park, we are building a design plaza. We have employed cutting-edge architectural technologies to build this innovative design.
건축물이 지금 만들어지고 있습니다.
Something else Seoul is determined to change is its traffic problem. South Korea wants to become the world's 7th green power within a decade. KAIST, the Korean Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, are developing a transport system to help them achieve that goal. OLEV, the online electric vehicle. The prototype buses and cars take up power magnetically from electric strips buried in the road.
There are 4 supporting motors that are the same as diesel motors. The main motors sit at the back of the engine compartment. This black box is the battery. The size and cost of this battery is only a fifth of other electric buses' batteries. The screen over there has a green indicator for drawing the charge and a yellow one for recharging the battery.
OLEV could change urban transport worldwide. And if 50% of Koreans switch to OLEV, the country could reduce its oil imports by 35 billion barrels a year.
운행되는 노선의 한 3분의 1 정도.
Only a third of the route needs to be capable of recharging. This system is a dream come true.
운행될 수 있는 정말 꿈과 같은 그러한 시스템이죠.
From a country that was a fast follower, this South Korean innovation is set to challenge the rest of the world within the next few years.
이러한 변화들이 아마
I think we will amaze the world with this innovative advance in transportation.
세계에 퍼져나갈 수도 있다고 저는 생각을 합니다.
While South Korea's industry has been focused for 60 years on exports, the city's tourism boss is focused on importing visitors.
It's a green city, and we've been attracting a horde of tourists. In 1980, we had 1 million visitors, or not quite. 10 years later, it became 3 million. And last year, 2010, we had almost 9 million.
One of the great challenges for South Korea right now is that it is bottom of all league tables when it comes to Asian tourism. Tourists don't want to go to South Korea. They want to transfer through the airport. They want to use its airlines. They don't necessarily want to get off the plane.
We've invested a lot of time, energy, and money. The result is Incheon International Airport, Seoul's International Airport, has been voted the world's #1 airport for 6 years in a row.
South Korea is not yet in the ranks of Asia's top destinations, but it has plans to tempt the world's travelling consumers.
We look at Korea today, it is emerging at such a pace that it's almost blindsiding some people right now, because all eyes are on China. Eyes have sort of been on Japan, but certainly we've seen this China focus. But if you talk to luxury goods companies, if you talk to retailers, if you talk to even small trouser manufacturers in Italy, just focusing on the consumer side, they say the most magical part of the world right now is South Korea. Look at the 3 main department store brands. These are not global household names yet, but you've got Shinsegae, you've got Lotte, you've got Hyundai. 3 stores which rival pretty much anything in Tokyo. They beat the pants off of anything in Hong Kong. And you can pretty much write off North America, Australia, and Europe. In a very short span of time, our bathroom cupboards or women's cosmetics bags are going to be full of Korean brands that are already billion-dollar companies in their own right. They just haven't gone beyond the borders of that nation yet, but they're on their way.
Millions of tourists do come, and thousands of